Can we talk about how Katt Williams
The greatest.
is not only one of the greatest comedians of all time, incredibly hilarious, but he is, without a doubt, the greatest marketer in the history of comedy.
Whoa.
Katt Williams went on one podcast.
Against it. Like,
Sorry.
Went on one podcast,
Whoa.
did one interview, and sold out his next tour 2 or 3 times over, I bet. I would put any amount of money down that he has a new tour that's either on sale or coming up, and that he's adding shows left and right. Because after watching that, you're like, I just need to, I need to watch more of this. This guy is the most entertaining talker alive.
Yes.
And is he making shit up left and right? Is he saying some shit that's true left and right? Sure. But when you mix truth and made up, what did we learn from the Epstein? It's entertaining.
It's very entertaining, but I think it's all facts.
All facts?
All facts.
You think, and we might have discussed this on Patreon, you think that Harvey Weinstein said to him, if you let me suck your dick, I'll put you in my movie.
Yes.
You think he read 8 books a day from the age of 6 to 10?
So we saw him run the 440. Like we saw it.
Well, that's different than reading 8 books a day.
It doesn't matter.
You think
It doesn't matter.
You prove
That's
one
where you're
thing,
wrong, actually.
everything
It doesn't
is
matter.
true.
That's all you
It's
gotta
true. And if you disprove one thing, everything is false.
Exactly.
So you never know what is
Yep.
true and what is false.
Not a single lawsuit. He made mad claims. Nobody's suing him.
Let me ask you this question.
Hey.
If he's coming to New York, are we going to the show?
A million percent.
Absolutely. I'm
Are we
front row.
are we the only people thinking this?
No, I'm bringing Noah Nigga with me, bro. Come on. Front row.
You forgetting the K, bro.
Bro, that's his
You
name.
gotta spell his name with 3 Ks. That's part of the sponsorship, Dub.
Yeah,
Put
unfortunately.
that in the sponsorship
Unfortunately.
deal. Okay. I'm just saying, like, what a genius way. If, for example, you already are not, like, on the up and up with some of these people. Let's say they're your enemies. Let's say you're no longer friends with them. You're no longer doing business with them. I think the reason why, again, I'm not exactly sure, but if you don't like some of these people already, you don't fuck with them, they don't fuck with you, you don't have anything to lose by saying these things, right? You could lose potential future relationships with them, but if you don't give a fuck about that, then you're good to go. It's an interesting approach. It's a very hip-hop approach when you think about it. It's like Drake drops the album, there's shots at a bunch of different people. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, is he talking about Kendrick? Oh, is he talking about J. Cole? Oh, is he talking about, the whole world's talking about it. Now we know the album's coming out. Maybe we know the tour's coming out. It's a hip-hop blueprint.
And I think it even hit harder than hip hop because comedy has this code where you guys don't do this
Don't
to
even
one another.
talk about one
So
another.
now he's the one person that just
Going
lightened it up.
after it.
And he didn't even go lightly. He's
went hard.
light.
No, he
so
went
it's
hard.
like, that's
Nuclear.
why. So y'all gotta stop with this little code y'all got and just start shooting. 2024,
Look at this.
all y'all just gotta start shooting. Mark, just tear him down.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah, so he's got a bunch of dates.
He's doing these arenas.
These first couple are pretty much sold out, which is cool.
Wow. I mean, you're crazy if you don't go see what he got to talk about. My question is, like, how much of his material did he already say on the pod? Or is he just riffing the whole time? Because some of the things he had set up were like jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, some of this got to be.
I think definitely in the beginning, like he had stuff he wanted to say. He was prepared to say, like that first 30 minutes.
Shannon
was
didn't
like,
talk the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. He's like, I
he
got
had all these
shit.
questions and he was just going in.
Yeah, I love how Shannon got the cards, bro.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then what's his face is looking at the cat's looking at the cards like, you don't even need those, my man. I got this. I got it. You sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I mean, he went on there with an agenda. And the world was mesmerized. I mean, it's all anybody talked about. The same day, Stephen Hawking was having underage orgies. And people were like, yeah, that's cool, but what is Katt saying about Michael Blackson?
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable.
38 million views.
Epstein cover up, son.
So,
Another
You think he
Epstein
was
cover-up,
paid?
bro.
speak
You
on
think
it,
he was
Al.
paid? Come
Speak
on,
it, Al.
son.
Speak on it, Al.
Every time there's some Epstein news, something big happens to overshadow it.
Yo, speak on it.
They paid Katt.
Wow.
They paid Katt.
They got him to cover it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cover it up.
So RFK, Hawking, R.I.P.,
Billy.
Billy, Copperfield, they're like, yo, we need to take off the pressure.
How do we do it?
Katt Williams.
The only one. Wow. The Messiah.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy. 40 million views in a week.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And
and I'm going to the show. When he's in New York, I'm going to the show.
And some
How can you not?
His story is insane. Like the whole going to Miami thing, like that whole breakdown, I didn't know any of that. And it blew my mind. Like going to jail, having a kid young, all that shit is like fascinating.
Yeah.
Some of the shots, my only thing is like, it is just like a lot of negativity.
All right, let's go through the highlights.
All right. First off, did you see that he's like now going on the road apparently with like Kevin Hart's ex? Did you see this?
Nah, this guy's crazy. No, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Because Kev's ex does stand up.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, his first wife, I believe, does stand up.
Oh.
And Tori Hart, is that her name?
I think so.
Yo, taking Kev's ex on the road is crazy, bro. Nah, you can't do that. Also, if you Kev's ex, you can't do that. No.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You gotta leave the wives out of it, man.
That's what I'm saying. But he already brought the wives into it. He was talking about like people's wives on the pod.
Wait, pull her up.
Yo, come on.
Does she
Come on,
keep the
son.
last name though? If you divorced, like nah. Because the last name is
It got value.
That's what I'm saying.
It got value.
like
You gotta negotiate that in divorce.
yeah, like shorty, nah.
You keep the house, I want my name. I do know women that keep their husband's last name even after divorce just because.
If they have kids.
Well, kids, that's true, but also it's just such a pain in the ass to like, you got to go to the DMV to switch your license, your insurance, is like all this shit. And you a single mom?
I don't know exactly if this is true. This is just what's being reported. I'm assuming this is from her Instagram.
No, you can't do this.
Yeah.
So she's doing a couple select dates on his new tour.
No, you can't do this. I'm sorry.
Dirty business over here.
That's too.
That's wild.
Devil's
That's too
advocate,
much
why
fun.
not? If she's just a comic,
But she's not just a comic. She's the
I
ex of
understand.
the guy he's taking shots at.
I mean,
So there are a couple ways to look at it. One, is it a device used by Katt Williams to annoy or embarrass or humiliate your ex-husband? And if that is the case, are you okay with potentially aiding and abetting the humiliation of your ex-husband so that you could further your comedy career? Because I'm sure if she was like, listen, he's offering me these things, I don't want to take it. Is there anything else you... I bet Kev would be like, yo, come on the road with me. You know what I mean? Like, come... I don't know, but yeah, man, that ex-wife on the road is crazy. But like, you call up one of your boys, you'd be like, yo, Earthquake, please.
yeah.
Like, going on the road with your nemesis, someone who's been talking shit about you for a minute that you're openly beefing with.
That is some hip hop shit though. Because rappers be doing that.
That's some gangster ass shit.
They get with their enemy's ex.
That's the Jay-Z Nas thing, right?
But yeah, so he just like goes at everyone. Faison Love, P. Diddy, Martin Lawrence.
Not a single person sued him. It's all facts. It's all facts.
I don't know, he went an earthquake. It's just like a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot
That
of
is the thing.
negativity.
It's like, if you're a comedian, you can't sue when another comedian makes fun of you or says shit. You got to come back with jokes.
Kevin Hart sued Tasha K.
But Tasha K, not a comedian. What I'm saying is another comic's coming at you.
Okay.
Like, that's why I was annoyed by the Jimmy Kimmel shit. Is like, Jimmy Kimmel made jokes about Aaron Rodgers. He joked about it. And then Aaron Rodgers made a joke about Jimmy Kimmel. And then Jimmy Kimmel's like, how dare you? You're threatening my livelihood, my family. I'm going to sue you. And it's like, no. You open a can of worms, close it with jokes. You could ridicule him with jokes to the point where he's like, I don't want to mess with this guy a problem. But if you start it, you can't be upset if somebody tries to finish it. And he threw a jab back. So I think it's disappointing. You're like, first of all, Jimmy like has insanely funny history, like in terms of comedy, like literally an icon growing up. The earlier stuff you saw of Jimmy was incredible. And then to see somebody you look up to like that,
It's corny.
yeah, like basically going,
If Miles is calling you corny, bro,
Right?
that shit hits different.
It's
I love you,
disappointing.
but that shit hits
The
different.
jokes were easy too. He's saying like, I'm gonna find him on the list, whatever. Like,
Easy.
I don't know. I just thought that Jimmy really could have came back at him easy.
Yo, Aaron didn't even say he was gonna find him on the list. He said he doesn't want it to come out.
He's gonna pop champagne. You say, yo, you can't pop champagne this year. You're not playing. Like, it's easy.
Bro.
I don't know.
Got it right for him.
Yeah, you got it right for
I should hit him up.
Now, Jimmy, I guess Jimmy's argument was what initially making fun of Aaron was that Aaron was saying that the aliens was a distraction from the Epstein list, right? Whether he believes that or not doesn't really matter. Once you call someone a tinfoil hat conspiracy weirdo, he has the right to make fun of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You just want to see a comedian come back with jokes, bro.
Yeah.
And we still holding Jimmy to that level of accountability as comedian. If you just want to be show host, maybe we don't. But we see you as comedian.
Does he still go up?
I don't think he goes. He owns a comedy club. I mean, like
If he doesn't go up, then
I don't even know if he was a stand-up really. He was doing sketch,
Yeah.
pranks.
Man Show is his show.
Man
right?
Show's incredible.
Yeah.
Like he has some like incredible work.
yeah.
And
But
I
if
just-
he's not,
you just-
but
you
if
see
he's not
that,
a
you're like,
comic,
yo, you
kind of
letting us
holding
down.
him up to comic standards.
I still do because if I found you hilarious, I know what you're capable of. So that's where I hold you. It's like with Eddie Murphy. It's like even if he never gets back on stage again, I'm always going to hold him to the standard of where he was on stage.
I get that.
So it's like,
And there just can't be legal action. That's the only thing.
yo, legal, he's crazy. Like who's suing for jokes when you started it?
Yeah.
Yo, your shirt sucks. You go, yo, Schulz, get longer pants. How dare?
How you know?
Nah, son. Dove, sue Al. Call a lawyer. How dare he
You want
say
to sue
something?
him yourself? Sue him. You sue him.
What the fuck? No, Dove.
Why are you
sue.
bringing Dove into
Get
this?
out of the tunnel,
What the
Dove.
hell,
Dove, get out of the tunnel.
You sue him.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, it's just I don't know. So the whole like lawsuit thing with Katt, I don't know if that's like the move. If anyone were to sue him back, it would just look crazy.
Did anybody handle it the best?
But I mean, some of the accusations, like he can. I don't know if Cedric still goes up on stage, but if you're basically saying, "Hey, you're not funny and you steal all your shit," who's going to Cedric's show? I feel like that's something warranted. Where it's like, no, I need to clear that up because that's going to hurt ticket sales. That's going to hurt my reputation. So that's something that if he said I'm coming back legally, I would respect it.
That's a good point because it could actually affect bottom
his
line.
livelihood.
Yeah. But what if you could come back and clown him in a way that will reverse any of that damage?
That would be better.
Yeah.
But if he don't got nobody writing his comeback, then
So now you're saying
good joke. I
you
love
crazy,
Cedric.
you crazy,
It's a joke,
bro.
it's a joke, it's a
Cedric,
joke.
he's not a comedian. You can sue him.
Yeah.
Sue his
Actually,
ass,
no. Sue the show.
No, these motherfuckers
God, it's
dragging you down with the
We
shit.
got representation.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just like,
But I think Katt's talented enough and funny enough that I feel like he could sell out a tour without having to be taking people down.
he's undeniably one of the most talented and hilarious comedians ever. That being said, this works.
Yeah.
And sometimes when something works, it's hard to change. Like there are rappers that are, Drake is talented enough to not mention another rapper ever once in his music, ever. But when he does it, it works. And we start talking, we think about the rivalry, we think about the beef. So yeah, it's one of those tricky things. It's talent might not mean that you'll just rely on that or find some other, creative way to get the attention that you want. And
Do you think this is going to start a trend of people promoting their shows by
shitting on one another?
Yeah.
Usually you see it with more desperate comics. You know what I mean? Like Katt to me is not desperate. Like you said, he's a fucking genius. He's been doing this for fucking decades. But like usually you see it with comics that are like they're struggling for relevance, or they either lost relevance, and it's not just comics. It's pretty much any industry, or they're really resentful that other people that they think they're funnier than have success, and that resentment or bitterness kind of comes out through that criticism. And they're like, oh yeah, these people are only on, or these people are only doing this because of this thing that they don't do. But it's rare to see somebody at this level to take those shots. Unless you in hip hop and the highest level is who's taking the shots.
Right.
You might even argue that it happens more at that level. You know what I mean? Because at the lower level, who you gonna beef with? Drake?
Yeah.
Drake don't even know your name.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating to see.
I do think the person that handled it best was Joe.
Yo, Joe killed it. He's like, we love you. We talk about you on the show all the time. I'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Because Katt was like, yeah, he doesn't want me on his show. And he could have been defensive.
Not defensive at all.
He's like, I love you. I want to have you on the show.
Yeah, come on.
I mean,
And that would be
he saw those numbers. Why
amazing.
wouldn't he?
I mean, low key.
I'm sure he probably did beforehand,
Yeah,
but
like-
after seeing that, who doesn't want Katt
But
on
he's
their show,
always
right?
spoken highly of Katt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Katt's just got some iconic specials. That's the thing. Like Katt, I think Katt is maybe in his head, he sees himself as like a street dude comic and real for the streets and blah, blah, blah. But like, I think Katt has crossed over to mainstream with stand-up. Like only maybe a handful of other comedies that came up in the strictly black circuit in history. Like I don't know a white person that hasn't loved It's Pimpin' Pimpin' or what's the other one? Hustle.
Every day I'm hustling.
Every day, like
Yeah.
Pimp Chronicles, American Hustle.
it was like mandatory viewing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I wonder if his perception of his fame is actually skewed. Maybe he doesn't realize how much he's actually crossed over and how much white people, brown people fuck with him.
Possibly. But he also is just acting like a comic because you guys are some of the most competitive motherfuckers.
Oh, and sensitive.
alive.
And sensitive.
So if you combine those two things,
Bad.
competitiveness and sensitiveness,
Bad.
oh my God.
Yeah.
And ego sometimes, like that shit is crazy.
Yep.
So he's just kind of just talking, I think the way like sometimes comics might talk in like a green room or some shit like that, but he's just doing it publicly.
He's just airing it out. But he's so calculated. He's so smart. He knows what he's doing. That's the thing. Like,
Oh yeah, he absolutely knew it.
yeah. And he was right.
There's a couple times he chuckled to himself during. He's like, "Oh, I'm the greatest." he knew this shit was gonna go crazy.
You can go to prizepicks.com, use the promo code Schulz, SCHULZ. You're going to get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Think about that, okay? You put in 100, they're matched with 100. Then you go get your prize picks on. Make sure you go to prizepicks.com, use that promo code Schulz